Field Journal 007. I think it's my new co-host, Faz. What's up, buddy?
What's good? How you doing, dude?
We've got SML legend, primetime 000, 18 times Super Bowl SML champion. What up?
What's up? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me with a respectable member like you and Faz.
I appreciate that. Hey, and last but not least, the man of the hour himself, Dan.
Yo, what's up? I'm about ready to bring the truth because what we heard last night was so far from the truth. It was ridiculous.
So someone called this a rebuttal, and that may be the title of the episode. Why are we calling this rebuttal? There was a lot of smut, slander, garbage, and filth that was thrown out by Bomber and Prime. They're like People Magazine. They make up all kinds of rumors. They run their mouth. They're like two little chihuahuas just yapping. And I've had enough of it. I think it's time to start bringing the boys on here to let them address their opinion. And then Prime, this is supposed to be a private conversation. He's such an attention whore. He hops in the group chat. He's like, oh, hey, guys, what's up? So,
It's a private conversation in social chat. I'm appalled.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's talk about facts. Let's talk about the truth. We're going to talk about that video that came out, conspiracy theories. Ooh. It was geared towards, and so I was really excited about it. I didn't know what it was going to be about, this conspiracy theory thing. And then come to find out, they took a Mr. Hanky all over Dan and Paulie. Basically, they said that these boys were tanking. They started talking about numbers. They went real personal with it with Paulie boys. They went and hit up his old league. They got DMs saying that this guy never had a losing record. They pulled up his records. They straight just went after him like dogs. And then Dan, they're like, oh, hey, you know, he benched Jared Goff. And he's going to play this quarterback. Then he went back to Jared Goff because this is an important game. Now these games weren't so important, so he went back to this quarterback. Wow. Okay, Faz, address the situation. Give me your thoughts. Was this a tank job? Or what the hell is going on here?
Well, so for Paulie, yeah, it's a pretty blatant tank job. We talked about him a little bit in the last show that we did.
Right.
And I think today probably quelled all those doubts.
Today.
For Dan, or was it today? Whenever that last game was played, I don't know if it was today or yesterday. The one where he went all Shankarooski on the game-winning field goal. For Dan, I think Dan is too prideful to tank. If I'm being honest with you,
Yeah.
I don't think Dan could take enough losses to tank successfully.
So we got Dan here. Let's just go ahead and get to Dan. Dan, what were your initial thoughts? You see this video come out, conspiracy theories. It almost made me think of like some kind of, you know, edgy video that we haven't seen before, like SML Church. Hey, man. And then, you know, never to see it again. But come to find out, it was just some smut going on. Dan, how did that make you feel when you saw it? Are you tanking? What's going on if you're not tanking? Explain to us, to the folks at home. And if you want to address anybody else that's in the room, please feel free. The floor is yours.
Yeah, no, I first of all, I got to say I respect the level of integrity that you're bringing to this fields and Faz, you too. I mean, you guys, you hear something and you know right off the bat, man, that's a load of crap, and you want to get to the truth. So, you know, for the CNN, Fox News, whatever that was last night, you guys are bringing the facts. So I appreciate that. Look, that video was about 10 minutes, 11 minutes. It really was like 2 minutes about me, maybe 8 minutes about Paulie. Bomber just wanted to pull out some facts and get some stuff out there on Bomber. Then what Prime does, he as Prime does, we've even seen it right now, he sees an opening. He sees we are on the social video or social voice chat, so he jumps in. Well, he wanted to jump in on that conspiracy theory. I'm going to take a shot at Dan. But, you know, again, when you come swinging at me, you better come swinging for the head because it was just weak. I mean, first of all, he says I started losing after I lost the 1 seed. That's right. It's not even true. I seed going into the Raiders. I lost that game. That's when I lost the 1 seed. Then he says, well, I didn't play Goff. Well, if you watch the game against Meats and the game against Colts, I bring in Goff right away. And when I played Prime, I played Goff the first time, but the second time I used my rookie and beat him anyways. So whatever quarterback I'm using has nothing to do whether if I win or lose. I mean, facts are facts. I got beat. 3 good owners, respected owners in SML. I'm not going to knock any of those guys. All 3 of them are either in playoffs or right on the edge, good teams. I played bad. I made some bad decisions. They made some good ones, and they beat me. I mean, it happens. But here's what's really going on, and I'm glad that Prime's in the group here, so he can rebuttal what I'm going to say right now. Prime's scared. That's the bottom line. Prime is scared.
Ooh.
He he knows he's not as good as he needs to be at this point. Now Prime may get there. He may be there, but he knows he's not as good, and he thinks he can beat Bomber just straight up gameplay. He's feeling a little bit more confident with Faz, but he knows he can't beat me straight on the field.
Right.
He knows that if we match up in playoffs, he's got 4 straight losses against me. I've got him figured out. I know how to beat him. I've watched enough game on him. So what he's trying to do now, he's trying to say, all right, so how do I beat Dan? I'm going to try to draw him out. I'm going to try to get him involved in a trash talking game. I'm going to call him chicken and see if he comes running. I'm going to create an emoji and post it and call it Dan Cheese. Well, again, you want to look at the facts? Look at my roster. I don't spam people. I don't cheese anything. I don't have a top offense that's getting breakouts and is getting developments. I probably have the lowest amount of X Factor special superstar players of any real contenders. I think I've got 4 on my entire team. Prime's got 8. Faz got 8. Dahmer's got 9. Who knows? I mean, so come on, Dan Cheese. It's all a kind of just this big Jedi mind trick because Prime knows he can't beat me on the field.
And what's your record right now, Dan?
Let's see. I
Like
just
12 and
won.
4?
I'm 12-4. Yeah.
So,
I started out 9-1. I was 10-1 or 9-0, 10-1,
and that's where the stuff that Prime and Bomber. I mean, Prime had a cute little tinfoil hat on. I mean, I like the joke. Appreciate the gesture. Not much I'm going to take of that, though. Let's talk about where you started. Where did they say you started losing that, Dan? The Saints game? I think that's what he said.
No, they didn't even bring up the Saints games. They brought up the
Prime, you get your own turn. Hang on a minute.
Okay. Sorry. Dan's just been talking so much. I apologize.
God.
They brought up the Raiders game, and I've lost 3 straight. I lost to the Raiders. I lost to Miami, and then I lost to Colt. All 3 games. Raiders wasn't quite a 1-point or a 1-score game, but the Dolphins and the Colts game came down to the final play or 2. I made some bad plays and I didn't win the game. I mean, it happens.
So you legit had 3 bad games in a row.
Yeah. Yep.
What was there anything else that was going on? Are you involved in any kind of sex scandal? Was anything going on that you would have lost those games? It's really out
no, because
9-1 and then drop 3.
No, because here's the other thing that Prime will say all the time. Like after I lose a game, I love to kind of break down why I lost the game. I love to explain things. By no means are those excuses, man. I lose games. Other people, they earn the wins. There's no excuses here. But I like to break it down. I like to say, hey, this is what I was doing. This is what I was thinking. Here's where I made a mistake. Here's where I should have done better. I overthought this. All those are just breakdowns of me trying to figure out what went on. There are no excuses. I lose my games. I win my games. It's, for me, I agree with what Faz says. I'm too prideful. I'm too arrogant to lose games on purpose. I've never in my entire career played a game and didn't want to win it. Even week 18, I'm playing my starters. I play every game that is if I want to win it. And when I lose, I try to figure it out. Wow. And I try to sit there and explain it. But I never take away from the other guy because they earn the win.
So, Faz, are you still on the same opinion after you just heard Dan's monologue, or where are you at with that now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I doubted that Dan was ever tanking to begin with, and it was pretty much for all those same reasons. We know Dan. Dan likes being the smartest guy in the room. He likes being the guy that everybody's going to for their advice. So you just had to know that it was a slide. I'm more concerned about the slide than I am with the tanking.
So let's go ahead and turn this over to the other side. We've talked to Batman. Let's talk to the Joker. Prime, what do you think? Are you buying what Dan's selling, or are you still got the tinfoil hat on and calling conspiracy BS?
Well, let's start with this. Dan was mentioning that he only has 4. Did you say that 4 or 5 superstar guys on offense, roughly, Dan?
No, I have 4 superstar X Factors on my whole team.
Okay,
not offense, my whole team.
So you would have probably one more if you didn't trade Justin Herbert. Let's get that on the board. Right
now. I wouldn't. He was only a star. He was only a star.
And then we can talk about how sure he doesn't have the superstars maybe, but he also has 322 hours of gameplay on Madden right now. Bomber's got in the 160s. I've got 67. Faz is in the 130s. So Dan's got literally quadruple some guys, and you're telling me he lost a Colt 45 and Meats back-to-back after he lost the number 1 seed to the Raiders?
He's a hell of a player.
So let's play a game then.
Well.
Let's say Dan's telling the truth, and he might be. If that's the case, if he really is telling the truth, why would somebody be scared of a team that's lost 3-4 games in a row, had so many one-score games? This guy has won Super Bowl. It was because Faz kind of had a slip up in the Super Bowl. Other than that, this guy is the biggest choke artist in the league. Easily. That's Dan we're talking about here. So, you know what? At the end of the day, I think it's awfully peculiar that after the Raiders loss, he dropped 2 or 3 in a row, especially with all the hours that he puts into this game. But if not, if he's telling the truth, then he's just an average player.
So why is he a choke artist? Is it the fat finger game or the fact that you beat him in the playoffs last cycle? What exactly makes Dan a choke artist?
Well, it starts with his first cycle in the SML when he couldn't get past Sunday, and then when he was blowing up my DMs that we need to sim past Sunday so he'd miss the playoffs, which happened, and then he turned around and he lost to NYT, and NYT beat him in the NFC Championship game. Then he has a fat finger. Then he can't get past me. Then he finally beats me in the playoffs, and then he turns around and loses to Bomber. I mean, this guy has literally had one game where Faz beat himself more so than Dan won the championship.
I feel like we probably don't have to keep going back to that game, but I mean,
sorry, Faz.
Yeah, maybe we can skip over that game personally.
Yeah. So I mean, when you look at the facts, which are this guy's got one Super Bowl win, but he's constantly at the top in the standings, top of the hours, solid roster. He's a bit of a disappointment. Disappointment, Dan.
Dan.
Yes.
Please respond to that and address the situation.
Well, again, who loves something more? Tiny loving Tannehill, Matt loving Haskins, or Prime loving a good made up story.
Prime.
Like which one? Who loves something more? Because first of all, there's not one DM where you ever would see me say you need to sim Sunday so I don't have to play him. That's just baloney. Everyone in the SML knows I go for competition. I don't run away from it. Okay, I went for QB stud last cycle. I went for Prime this cycle. So let's go. If I'm running from something, I'm playing in the NFC and I'm not. I'm in the AFC. Second thing, Prime goes, well, after he loses to the Raiders, he lost 2 or 3. No, it wasn't 3 games. I lost 2 more games. Okay, again, stick with the facts, Prime. I know it's hard for you to stay in the facts, but stay in the facts. Here's the other thing that's true. Okay, yeah, I've done well. I've made a lot of AFC Championship games. I've made some Super Bowls. I've got a good record.
Amen. But
you know what? I force people to play their best to beat me. Okay, and some people's best do beat me. But the bottom line, and if you look at it over let's say the 10 last seasons that have been in the SML, I believe that I've lost to the eventual Super Bowl champion 8 out of the 10 times in the playoffs. 8 out of the 10 times. So when I lose, I force the other team to play their best to beat me. Hey, I can live with that. Bottom line, I can live with that. If I lose playing my best and they played their B game, that's pretty bad. But if I lose and I force them to play their A game, which again, that's what I forced Prime to do last year. That's what I'm forcing him to do this year. He knows his A game's not there. He knows he's not ready yet with that Chiefs, even though he should be, even though Paulie said he's got the best team out there. He's the disappointment so far. Oof. And he knows he can't beat me. He thinks he can beat Bomber. He thinks he can beat Faz. He knows he can't beat me on the field.
Hey, Faz, speaking of Faz, you're being a little too quiet. Do you think that Dan's a choke artist, that Prime is an attention whore that likes these narratives, a little bit of both, or kind of spin this to the truth? You're the independent party. You're in chat a lot more than I am. You've seen and done it all. Let us know, the folks at home that are just like me that are watching this, what's the truth?
Well, as it goes with every fight and bicker and arguments, the truth is always somewhere in the middle, right?
Correct.
Obviously, we know Prime loves himself a good narrative. He'll drum up anything. I mean, go into any SML game he's watching. I remember playing against Dump, my game earlier this season. Dump would complete like one pass, and Prime's like, "Wow, Dump looks really good. Wow, Dump looks great. Wow, Dump could be the guy." And it's like, well, maybe, but it was a 2-yard slant. Like, let's dial it back. So Prime loves himself a good narrative. Now, what has played into that good narrative is that Dan, for as many regular seasons as he's won, for as good as he's been, as many leagues as he plays in, we're only looking at one Simbardi.
Right.
So, there's he makes teams play hard for sure. He does go after competition. These are all facts. These are all true things. But he has only gotten the full job done one time, which I've been here less seasons. I have 2. So,
spicy.
it is somewhere a little bit in the middle. I don't think Dan is a full blown
2 less seasons, Fast. 2 less seasons. Let's not act like it's a whole lot less seasons.
Hey, that's still 2 less seasons, though. That's 2 less seasons. You have to deal with anybody else.
You had a lot easier path to get to the Super Bowl last cycle too. So let's see where this cycle ends up, Fast. All right.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what happens this cycle.
Things are heating up.
It's a whole new cycle for sure. It's a whole new cycle. However,
and right now, what's the playoff record right now?
Hey man, it's 0-1. It's a long cycle, big guy. It's a long cycle.
Just facts.
I'm happy. Totally fine starting 0-1. Totally good. Not hiding from that. Not running from it.
So Faz, your record's 0-1. Prime's record's 0-1. Who did you both lose to?
The guy who choked in the AFC.
Who did you both
the guy that lost to Bomber. So I'm not
the guy that lost to Bomber. The guy that gave Bomber his only competition in the entire run of the playoffs. That's fine. Let's stay on the facts, you two. You guys stay there wherever you're at because you're 0-1. Just stay there.
Faz,
0-1. Long cycle. Cycle.
Faz, my last question for you. If Bomber and Prime met the playoffs today, who would win and why?
Prime would. Prime has the better offense. He's harder to stop. Whitfield makes that team extremely dangerous. And right now, Bomber doesn't look super scary on defense. He's winning games still, but he's showing a lot more cracks in the armor than he showed last season.
Bomber, are you buying that or are you selling?
Well, Bomber ain't here.
Bomber, you're talking about Prime.
No, I'm talking about you, Dan. I got the wrong name.
Am I buying or selling that? Well, here's again a thing that I don't know if was caught in the chat because of all the Pauly stuff. Right. Bomber just lost his rookie tight end for 5 weeks, so he won't have him until the Super Bowl. If you look at Bomber's stats right now, as Tiny liked to pull up the other day, Bomber's been relying on that rookie tight end as kind of a second option to the Schwartz bomb. So without that tight end, that might cause some problems for Bomber. And I do think Prime has been gearing himself up for this playoff run. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be. I think that's going to be. I think here, bottom line, Faz, myself, Prime, Bomber, they're going to all be good games. Even some of these other guys, Spades, Coop, and whoever else makes it in, Jay Smooth, they can be good. The AFC is going to be fun. All right, and it's going to be good.
So I messed up. The question was supposed to have been who would win between Dan and Prime. Prime, would you beat Dan in the playoffs today?
So, real quick, I've never seen somebody so arrogant to say he brings out people's A games. If you play elite players in the playoffs, they're always going to bring their A game no matter who you are. But anyway, besides that, yeah, if I play Dan, I'm gonna mow him down.
Do you guarantee a win?
I guarantee a win. I've lost one playoff game to him, then he turned around and stumbled and tripped and fell down as usual in the playoffs. So I'm 4-1 against the guy, I think. Maybe 3-1. I'd have to check. But
yeah, don't let facts get in the way.
At the end of the day, this guy, he talks a lot, he talks a good game, he studies, he practices, but it really hasn't done a whole lot for him. And that is a straight fact. 322 hours, a Chargers team that he took, that he's traded his superstar quarterback away. And
again, facts, Prime. Stay with facts. He was a star.
What is he on the Lions right now?
I don't even know.
Okay, maybe you should Google that.
He was maybe one of the most guaranteed star to superstar players in the entire game.
Yeah, let's not get too crazy with that. So, yeah, to answer the question, yeah, Dan, least of my worries. Faz and Bomber are much bigger competitions. Like Dan said, he's not tanking. He's just kind of trash right now. He's lost to Colt. He's lost to Meats. He's lost to the Raiders. He's lost to the Elks. Lost to Clinky on the last 8-10 games. He's not playing his best ball right now. He's a C- player right now.
He's got dumped week 18, so that'd be an interesting measure.
Wait, I do want to ask Prime one question. So you say, hey, everyone brings their A game. So you're saying last season I beat your A game in the playoffs?
You never? Oh, last season? Yeah, that was the best I could be last season. I mean,
Okay.
My A game season 1 is a lot different than my A game season 2 or 3 though.
Season 3 or 4, maybe. Yeah, I'm not convinced season 2 yet.
Wow.
Don't worry. I've already got the game tape broken down for you. So just hope we don't meet in the playoffs. That's all I got to say.
Gentlemen, I'm going to cut this one short. I'm going to stop Prime and God dang it, Dan from going at each other anymore. Faz, do you got any closing thoughts? What did you think about this heavyweight bout here on Playing the Field?
Oh, I mean, hey, you love to see it. I mean, this is the most fun time of the year. We're closing out the regular season, ready to get the big boy games. I'm ready to see the heavyweight battles in the AFC. I think it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be really exciting. I think there's some real heat here. I appreciate the passion from Bomber. I mean, he was really getting into it. I appreciate the competitive fire.
Still not here.
God dang it, Dan! The competitive fire that Brian brought out. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'll be watching from home, so be really glad to watch that and be able to commentate some games for you guys if I get the names right. But hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in. A lot of games been getting played. Paulie, we hope to get you on Rebuttal Part 2. I think that'd be an interesting show. But keep coming out with the content, guys. It's good to see. Keep tweeting your tweets. Get your games in. Try to schedule, because Prime put out that wonderful video that really increased our playing. So check us out. SimMadLeague.com, DaddyLeagues.com/SML. We're on the YouTube, I think. Yes, we are. We're still on the YouTube. We may be going to that Madden, whatever it is, but we're on all kinds of platforms. Check us out. If you're a member, you want to donate. Prime buys these expensive trophies, so hit the little donate thing. Donate some money. Anyway, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, subscribe, take care. Have a great day.
David Scrub.